What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, episode 35 of the Texans franchise. We are in week 5, coming off of that rough outing against the Buccaneers. And it was a very rough game. As you guys saw, it was just not much available to us on offense. Gilbert looked rattled. The pick six really seemed to just deflate everything. That happening in the first quarter just shot us in the foot, and we just could not recover. We were able to drive down the field, but then once we got close to the end zone, we just were not able to finish off any drives in the end zone, which led us to having 5 field goals. I mean, if you think about it, any one of those drives finishes with a touchdown and we win that game, or probably like 2 of them, but you guys get what I'm saying. I did go back through the book. I did add and remove some plays in the red zone and inside of the goal line passing area to try and see if I can help us get into the end zone a little bit more when we're down in that area. Hopefully we see some better stuff out of it, but it is what it is. We are about to sim, I think, for a week or 2 again. I'm thinking to go to the Jags game, but there is a breakout running back here, and I've got to believe it's Pierman after his performance. But they want him to get 3 touchdowns or 150 yards. Oh, man. That's asking a lot. I'm not going to watch this game just because of that. What we'll do is we will do the weekly strategy. We'll push for the run, and hopefully we get a good performance out of him, and maybe we can actually, get a breakout scenario. And for the Around the League update, there are a couple of big contracts to go over. The Broncos coming to terms with Patrick Surtain. He ends up signing a 6-year extension worth $151 million. The Commanders came to terms with Terry McLaurin. He signed a 3-year extension for $90 million. And then in our division, we also have an announcement for a re-sign with the Jags. Travis Etienne Jr. re-signing a massive 5-year, $54 million extension. Does not sound very big, but as the running back market goes, it is a pretty big contract. Other news around the league is also some players that are potentially moving on from their teams. DK Metcalf so far has declined every attempt at re-signing with the Seahawks. I feel like it's more of a situation with how the team is performing more than anything else. They're currently 0-3. They have really no identity. There's no quarterback. The only bright thing on offense outside of Metcalf is that of Kenneth Walker, who also re-signed his contract. And Walker, like I mentioned, he re-signed as well. He has a 6-year, $78 million extension. A huge deal for Walker to stay here in Seattle. But the Seahawks are right now in a bad spot, and Metcalf seems to be wanting to go elsewhere, along with Jamal Adams. Now, the team did draft Travis Nobles a year ago, so they could be looking to move on from Adams, who is obviously getting up there in age. He does not want to continue playing for a rebuilding team and is much more expensive than his counterpart. The same is going to be said for Jalen Ramsey. He has turned down all trade talks. He will not renegotiate with the Rams. The only question is whether or not he gets traded before the deadline or if he's going to hit the open market in free agency. DJ Moore is another player that is in the same boat as Ramsey. He has cut off all talks with the Panthers regarding an extension, and he is set to either get traded before the deadline or could find himself in free agency at the end of the season, depending on any suitors that come forward for the wide receiver. And after our week 5 performance, we end up falling to the Bills 35-31. It looks like a fourth quarter rally is what put us away. But overall, a pretty good performance from our offense, much different than the week before. Well, Josh Allen went 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and once again, Gilbert sort of under-delivering, 265, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And the weird part is he's not even getting sacked, so it's weird to see this huge drop-off from him since last season. Calvin Pierman came nowhere near getting that, which, it is what it is. 16 carries, 58 yards. He will not end up getting any type of increase to Superstar X Factor. I'm not even sure which one he is. I'm assuming he's probably Star if that is the case, because if I remember correctly, X Factor is like 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. So if it was 150 and 3 touchdowns, he's probably a Star right now, and he was looking for Superstar. Slayton and Poe sort of tying for lead receiver. Both had 5 catches. Slayton edging out by 3 yards, but he also did not get a touchdown like Alex Poe did. And defensively, there was only 1 sack in the whole game, and that was from Jonathan Grenard. And just like that, we find ourselves sitting at 1-4 at the basement of our division. And it's just really crazy to me, considering that just a year ago, we were competing for the playoffs. We actually won a playoff game. To come out here without much turnover on the roster either, and just to lay a dud is definitely cause for concern. Maybe this is the comeback to reality we need, right? Like last year I mentioned that I didn't think that we were really in place to do damage. I felt like, well, I'm not saying we didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. I feel like we just got there because of certain circumstances, and that we were still a year or two away from being competitive. This sort of backs that statement up. And this might be where we come into play with moving on from some of the younger talent that was here when we started and bringing in our own guys like Pierce, like Petrie. Some of these guys that maybe at some point we thought were going to be building blocks for this team, but just have not really panned out to be what we were hoping them to be. So with that said, I do think we should watch this game, because we got to start watching some games. We're almost to the midway point of the season here. And honestly, if we don't win this game, I mean, this season might be almost lost at this point. This is sort of a make or break week for us, to be honest. If we fall to 1-5, that's just not, there's no way we're crawling out of that, especially with the Colts at 4-1. There's a lot of teams right now that are at 4-1. Let's check out the standings here quickly. Here is the records for the AFC. The Chargers are at the top, tied with the Colts, Browns, and Bills, all at 4-1. Then we have the next set of teams with 3-2, the Ravens, the Jags, the Dolphins, Titans, Bengals. And then it comes down to the 2-3 teams, and that's where we're sitting right now. The Chiefs, surprisingly, at 2-3, the Jets, the Raiders, the Broncos, and then we're one of the 3 teams in the AFC at 1-4, alongside the Patriots and the Steelers. Going over to the NFC side, the Bears are actually leading the conference at 4-1 with the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. The Vikings also leading the pack at 3-2, along with the 49ers, the Saints, and then getting to the 2-3 teams, Cardinals, Falcons, Seahawks, Packers, Eagles, Panthers, and Lions. And then once again, 3 more teams at the bottom here at 1-4, the Rams, the Commanders, and the Giants. We will get a nice upgrade here for Alex Poe ahead of the game. And I think for Poe, we are going to do, let's see what his ratings are at. Maybe we should do deep threat. Try and see if we can get some acceleration or speed at this point for him. All right, and we get that. We do the deep threat. We get awareness, deep route, medium route, spectacular catch, and 1 to speed. That brings him up to 92 speed. We'd really like to see that acceleration come up. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get that up much higher, but having 92 speed, being 6'2", 220 is not a bad thing. It's time for some Monday Night Football here in Week 6. We got our matchup against the Jaguars, and like I said before, guys, this is sort of do or die. We are sitting at 1-4, the Jags at 3-2. And if we can't win this game, we are in some serious trouble for the rest of this season. We got the All Reds on, though, hoping that helps us bring a little life to the game. And also having Monday Night Football at home is always a good start as well. So, and out comes Trevor Lawrence. Now, we took on these guys in the playoffs, and we sent them home. And I'm sure we're looking for some revenge here. Our first division game. As you saw there, his stats, 10 touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence so far, as this team has been on a pretty good momentum for this season so far. Let's see here, at 1st and 10, Lawrence going to drop back the pass right away, throws it outside, caught, and out of bounds. It's Christian Kirk on the catch. Lawrence to throw it again on 2nd. Pressure's coming. He gets rid of it to a wide open Christian Kirk. 1st and 10, already on the 47 of our territory. And, of course, they're going to throw it again. Lawrence going deep to the end zone, and it is caught again by Christian Kirk. 3 catches, 74 yards on the first drive. And now they got a bunch set out to split left to the left here, and handoff to Etienne again, and he just marches up untouched for the touchdown. Wow. And now it's Dillon Gilbert's time. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Had a very down year so far for Dillon Gilbert, and in the 2 games that we've watched him, have not been much better. You know, sometimes we get some bad statistics from the Sims, but then he'll end up turning up a little bit in the actual games. That this year has just not been that way. And we're going to throw it on first down. And Gilbert get rid of it, and he finds a man. It's Collins on the right side. That was a big pickup. It looked like there was pressure coming. Luckily, Gilbert able to get rid of it in time, and now we're going to go play action. And he's going to dump it underneath the Pearman, and Pearman out to the 39. I like that. Just, you know, throw it deep, fake a handoff, another play action. And this time Gilbert dumps it off to Walsh, and Walsh able to take it for 5, and it's going to be enough for the first as Cam Bynum, the safety, down on the play. He's been playing a little bit of nickelback for the Jaguars, as he'll head to the sidelines or to the locker room. And another play action, and this time it's to Poe. Wow, I gotta tell you guys, I did not add any play action. Yeah, I did not add any play action. Not any of the plays that I added were that, so I'm not sure where it's coming from, but so far it's working. 1st and 10, another quick throw to Walsh, and Walsh out of bounds at the 42. Have not ran the ball yet, which is interesting. Now we're empty set here on 2nd and 6. Gilbert scanning. He's got to throw it here soon. Pressure's coming. Finally, he airs this thing to the end zone, and it is caught. Are you serious? Jordan Walker in double coverage. Gilbert took 80 years to throw this ball, but he finally lets it go. And Walker goes up in double coverage to bring it down, and we are going to tie this thing up. High-octane offense coming from both sides so far today, as we are all tied at 7. Are we in for a shootout here? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Is Lawrence hit as he throws, and somehow it's still completed. This is just becoming a cheat code right now. So far, neither quarterback has missed a throw. Lawrence over the middle, caught again. Kirk, why not? His 4th catch. Yeah, I said that right after Lawrence threw his first incompletion, but you guys get what I mean. Like, these quarterbacks have just been lights out today. 3rd and 1. And Lawrence underneath, another catch. Lawrence back again, throws it, and just completion after completion. Lawrence, another throw to Kirk. Are we covering anybody? Handoff. ETN around the corner, and he gets it all the way down inside the 5. Here we go. Lawrence, a quick throw, and of course it's a touchdown, because we can't stop a single pass today. We've got to hold them on this drive. We got to keep pace with this offense right now. Lawrence, under pressure, he goes down. It's Charles Omenihu with the sack. And we're going to force 3rd and 11, but this is where it gets hard, because we have had very hard time controlling the passing game, and these passing lanes have been open. Like, that one is for another first. This is where the Madden game is just getting broken right now. This is a cover 4, okay? So cover 4 obviously means your safeties and both your outside corners are going to cover quarters deep. Now, they can adjust that to be a flat coverage if it calls for it, but whatever. Basically, there's nothing going over the top here. Now, the underneath guys, these 3 guys here, we have Landry over to the left. He is sort of responsible for this little area here. He's got the yellow zone, like the little hook curl zone. And same with Devin White over on this side. He is responsible for this little area. Now, in the middle here is Greenlaw. Greenlaw has a yellow zone, or I'm sorry, I should say, these guys have the purple zones. They don't have the yellow zones. These 2 have the purple zones. My apologies. Greenlaw here has a yellow zone, which is indicated around this area. So essentially inside the hash marks is on the play art is where he should be. I want you to see what he does at the start of this play. This is why there's never any coverage over the middle of the field. The linebackers are consistently doing this. They are abandoning zones to almost trickle off into zone coverage. And nobody is answering this. There's been so many times I've seen this brought up in the forums everywhere, and you can't tell me nobody has seen how horrible this is for Madden AI. But just watch what he does here. So remember, this is his area. Middle of the field is his area. What does he do? He runs over here. He runs over here. Where are you going, man? This is not man's coverage. It's not. It's not man. You are now abandoning your zone. You should be right here. Right where they throw the ball. Now, does he make this incompletion? I don't know. Does he at least put a hit on the receiver and potentially force an incompletion? Hell of a lot better doing it this way than running from across the field where you have no business being. And this goes not just for cover 4, cover 2, cover 3. It doesn't matter the coverage. Every single time a linebacker is supposed to play the middle of the field, they are just abandoning it altogether. Sorry, I had to put that out there because, like, while I'm a Madden fan, I also know that this game needs a lot of work, and I am never going to shy away from calling out BS when I see it. And that right there, the coding in this game is BS right now. In certain positions, only certain positions. A lot of it has actually worked out pretty well, but there are a few key positions where it comes to effect like that. And that one, I don't even know what happened there. Apparently Hobbs fell down. It looks like we're playing a little press out there. Lawrence, he's going deep again, and it's incomplete again, and we will get the stop. And now it's time for a long field goal, 53-yard attempt from Jacksonville here to regain the 7-point lead. It's up, and no good. So we get a break. Missed field goal gives us the ball at the 43. And here it is. Gilbert going to throw it over the middle. It's caught. Gilbert drops back, a big drop back. And he's going to, oh my God. Well, at least we recovered it. So I went back and looked at that last play. It looks like it was really good defense, but for some reason the fullback didn't run his route, and he was supposed to. He just stayed in backfield. I don't know why that is. As Walker gets another catch. Gilbert still has yet to miss a throw. Maybe that's why he's not throwing it away. He just doesn't want to have his first incompletion. Walker, though, closing in on 100 yards. Oh, deep throw. Slayton open. Touchdown. Just like that. Wow. Gilbert delivers it. Keeps his perfect accuracy right now and gets his second touchdown of the day as Slayton makes the catch. All right, so since the touchdown to Slayton, there was a couple of just dud drives, and then Gilbert threw a wobbly pass getting hit for an interception short of the half ending, but it ended up leading to nothing, so I just skipped past it all, and we find ourselves here on our second drive of the second half as Gilbert looking for Poe on the left side and gets him on the slant route. And really haven't done much running at all today. I don't like that. Blitz is coming. We pick it up. Gilbert looks, and he's got Pierman. And Pierman out to the 40. Another nice completion. Gilbert, of course, going to throw it. And he's got it. Walker for the catch. First down, and I think that puts him up above 100 yards. It does. 6 catches, 101 yards for the young playmaker. And the more I see him play, the more comfortable I feel with us moving on from Slayton at the end of this season. And there's a throw to Pierman. You know, it just makes sense. Slayton was here before we had the playmakers we had. We brought in Poe and Walker after landing Slayton. And now they have grown into the point where they can take the reins. And there's another nice throw. And speaking of Slayton, though, he does love to make big plays as he makes another one down to the 6-yard line. Find somebody in the end zone here. Come on, do it. Come on, Gilbert. Throw the ball, Gilbert. There it is. Touchdown. It's Jordan Walker. Touchdown number 2 today. Jacksonville comes out down by 10. What can they do on this drive? Lawrence looking, finds, no, it's dropped. ETN drops it in coverage. It looked like maybe just all the bodies around him sort of distracted him. And now Lawrence is going to try to run with it, and that doesn't work either. Trevor Lawrence brought down. They're not going to call it a sack, but I mean, it was. Anytime a quarterback gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, I don't care if it's designed run or not, it should be called a sack. 3rd and 14. Lawrence chucking this thing up. Prayers for everyone, and it is dropped. We have a chance here to take a commanding lead, but we need to score another touchdown to do so, in my opinion. Gilbert's back, lets it go underneath. Poe makes the catch. Poe to the 48. He hasn't been used the most today, but Slayton and Walker both have gone over 100 yards. And there goes Pierman with another catch. And I just realized that when I did the training, I did pass for 350 yards. And I think that's why we're throwing the ball so much and not running it. So let that be a lesson to you guys for training. It does make a difference in the play selection. As Poe makes another catch. This is the most I've ever seen Gilbert throw, as he's just passed the 350-yard mark. But we have abandoned the run game because of it. Play action. And he finds Walsh now open at it, but couldn't keep hold of it. As now Gilbert, this time he finds Walker as he gets the hat trick. 3rd touchdown of the day for Jordan Walker, and we'll take that 30-14 lead. Here we go, 1st and 10. Jacksonville trying to get out of this hole they've dug themselves. I shouldn't really say that. We pretty much dug it for them. Anyway, trying to get out of this hole. Can they do it? 2nd and 6. Lawrence, short throw, caught and out of bounds at the 42. It's been a tough game for Jacksonville. The first couple of drives looked very promising, back-to-back touchdowns. Since then, they have not been able to do much, but they have been able to do that. Throw the ball at will, and a lot of that has to go to our defense, because while we have been getting chewed up in certain areas, we have been sort of locking down in other areas, which is a good sign. As Lawrence over the middle again. And I do have a feeling now that we're in the 4th that we're going to start seeing this team just throw all over us. Just the way this game goes. Oh, look at that. We have a giant R2 up in the corner. You guys see that? Look at that big old R2. And there's another big handoff at the middle. ETN down inside the 10 to the 8. They've actually had a pretty good running attack today. We have abandoned the run, but we know why. It was my decision to do that, I guess, without realizing. Oh, come on. Is this R2 going to just keep popping up every time? What was that, McManus? Did you guys see McManus just stop running? There's another coding issue. The game deciding when a tackle for loss shouldn't happen and just freezing the defender. Also that they can get their touchdown. And then the whole defensive line just stood there. What? And oh, it's a short throw. Poe makes the catch, turning upfield, and nobody's going to stop him as he takes one in for the touchdown. 5 passing touchdowns for Dillon Gilbert. Just a simple slant route. But if you go for that ball and you don't make that tackle, you have a chance of giving up a big touchdown, and that's exactly what happened there. Poe using his 220-pound frame to break free, and then that speed that he just got upgraded to pull away, and we're going to go up 37-21. I said it was a must-win. We needed to win this game in order to keep our season alive. And what happens? Dillon Gilbert goes off. Jordan Walker, Darius Slayton, Alex Poe go off. The running game was sort of gone, but all in all, a tremendous performance, defensively too. Yes, yeah, it says 28, but if you watch the game, it wasn't that bad. And we're going to walk out of here with a big division win for our 2nd win of the season. Talk about a way to answer back after such a tough season so far. It's still an uphill battle, and it still remains to be seen whether or not we're going to be able to rebound fully from this. What I think we're going to do next video is we'll maybe sim the Rams game and maybe the 49ers game, and we'll see where we end up for maybe the Cardinals game and see if it makes sense to, I don't want to watch too many games. I understand where you guys are coming from. I like watching the games too, but I especially in a season like this where we're 2-4, if we were 4-2, it would make more sense for us to watch more continuous games. But if we're at least doing once every other game or once every 2 other games, I think that's a good system. If we can watch anywhere between like 3 and 6 games a season, I think that is a good spot to be in. Maybe a couple more on good seasons when things are just going right. But right now, we'll see where we go. We have a long way to go. I think we're in play here for a little bit of a retooling, if you will. Happy with Dillon Gilbert. I mean, just a tremendous day. We're coming up on the bye week, so next episode we'll probably be doing a lot more of information around the league about trades and re-signings, and maybe we even make a trade or two with some of the guys that are up on contract this year. We'll see. But as for this video, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, and turn that bell notification on so you know when I upload any content here like the Texans or some of my tip videos. And I'll see you guys next time.